guys, my name is BT Gaming and today we are playing some Sins of a Galactic Empire, a game that has, Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion, which has a mod for it, a Star Wars mod, thank the Lord, which is called Sins of a Galactic Empire. So, that's what I'm playing today. I'm playing on a small map here, and we're playing as the Republic against one CIS AI. So we start off with one planet here called Galactic. I don't know how long this series is going to be running for, but if you guys want to, in the comments, give me a name that I should call my planet, then be sure to do so. Give me some inspiration, or I might just keep it like this. I don't actually know. So, if you don't really know how this game works, it's quite simple. You have a fleet. With that fleet, you go and capture planets. With those planets, you create structures in orbit around those planets, which allow you to research new things to help your empire.
Another structure
and
is in the way.
To research new items to help your empire and research new technologies that can give you benefits in the battle. So we're just going to place down some research stations, as you can see here. Now, it's best to place these in a group behind your planet, behind your defenses, which we're going to place down in a second, so they won't necessarily get destroyed immediately if there is action on your home world. So we are going to put some defenses down. We're going to start by putting some missile platforms down. You can see the yellow area is the area where we can place structures. So we can't make them incredibly close to the planet, otherwise it could throw off the planet's gravity and such. I'm not entirely sure, but... and you can't do them too far away, otherwise they won't be manned and such. But as you can see, we have two hyperspace lanes here to two different planets, undiscovered ones. So what we're going to do is we're going to send our scouts, and they will automatically start hyperspacing around different planets to go and see what kind of forces there are. So of course there will be inhabitants on these planets we're going to take. We're going to have to take it through force. So of course, as we start getting defenses up, we're going to have to build a fleet as well, which we shall do as soon as I've finished setting up these defenses. Now, I'm not an expert at this game, but I do know the most important things to really do in one of these type of games. You want to make sure you have a balanced fleet. Now, I'm not meaning where, like, you know, I'm not talking about weight-wise balance, but I'm talking, you want balanced types of ships. So you don't want a bunch of capital ships and then not have any ships that can help. As you can see, I have resources up here which I'm gaining because I own the planet, and I own these extractors which are based around the planets, because there are asteroids with these materials on them. Each thing you build requires materials. As you can see, our scout has found a planet which has other hyperspace lanes leading off it. The blue line is our culture, and it spreads. So we have found two colonizable planets. This planet only has 3 enemies on. My scout is going to try and continue to push through that hyperspace lane. So they have random amounts of enemies. For example, this one right here has 5 enemies. This one over here has 3. And this one over here also has 3. The ones with the fewer ships are probably the ones you want to start taking in the first place.
Structure complete.
I mean, there's no point in trying to take...
Coordinates confirmed.
Of course, you're going to start at the start with quite a small fleet. There's no point in trying to create a fleet that is quite small to go and take on a lot of enemies. So these aren't your actual, the other faction, the AI faction. These are militias around the planet that will defend it because it's their home world. Now, of course, varying on the planet's size and how developed it is depends on how much it's going to actually have militia on. And it also depends on how many asteroids which have materials on them around the planet. So that's just a basic explanation of this game. It's quite a fun game once you get into it. For a start, I think the first section, when you start playing the game, is probably the best
Structure
one,
complete.
where you're researching, you're starting to gain new materials, you're starting to do new things, which is quite an exciting thing to think about. So as you can see, we have all these technologies we can research, and this is just one section. This is military. Military and defense cover your military research stations. Civilian and diplomacy cover your civic research stations, so research around civilian infrastructure and that type of thing. Our scouts may get destroyed here,
Yes, sir.
and as you can see, some of our ships have been built. We have 2 Acclimator 1s, which are ships that can land on planets, technically, or land troops on them and invade them, and we have a capital ship over here,
Structure
the
complete.
Venator class SD. Now, they do have your colours on them, which is a neat touch. They all have
Scouts have found
all
a
the capital
colonizable
ships
planet.
also have a custom name, which you can change. So, for example, it's Anvil here. We could change it to whatever we want. We could change it to Harambe. There you go. Now that ship is Venator class Star Destroyer Harambe. Now I'm going to change that back to Anvil because I like the default names. You can do that with a variety of things, including planets. So the planets you colonized, at least. And yeah,
Yes,
so here we also have, because of the fact that we have a capital ship here, capital ships and some other ones do also have command points, which you can spend on creating squadrons. Now, you can research new squadrons. Currently, I only have 2 types, the ARC 170 bomber and the V-19 Torrent starfighter. Now, like I said, I can only build 12, so I'm going to build a slightly balanced one and have 7 bombers and 5 fighters. Bombers are more important, as if you're facing large groups of enemy freighters and such, and frigates, and support ships, then you want to have
Structure complete.
a substantial fleet that can take on that, and you want to have bombers which can help out in that process. Now, as you can see, these little
Structure
constructor
complete.
ships, the space tugs, are creating these military research stations as well as the civic ones. Now, they're all just kind of like hovering in space. It looks quite funny, but here we have, I just went and built some stalwarts and some dreadnoughts. These are your combat ships, so they are smaller than your capital ships, but bigger than your frigates, or
Orders,
support
sir.
ships, sorry. Now, the super capitals we will get onto in a later episode. As you can see, our dreadnoughts have been created. They
Let's
are ships. As you can see, every ship has, well, most ships have a special ability, and they can do a variety of things. These ones, they actually bomb planets, so if you've got an enemy colony on an enemy planet, these can bomb them and reduce the health. As you can see, on my home planet, I have 20,000 health and the population is at its max. That's what you get with a capital. Alright, we're just going to wait for the rest of these ships to be built,
Standing by.
and then we shall send them out on their first colonizing mission.
Cruiser here.
My stalwarts have been built, and as you can see,
Cruiser here.
depending on the ship size, depends on
Cruiser
the
here.
amount or the
I
build
copy.
time, and you can reduce that through research and such. Alright, we have our fleet here. We're going to gather them up. We're going to make sure they are hyperspace jumping at the same time. That is crucial with the right click. And the stalwarts each came with 1 squadron, so that's what we can do. Now I think I'm going to head to Rakata Prime, as we do not require any research. You can see this says shielded arcology. This is because that planet is a polluted planet. As you can see in the name, this one is a large forest planet, so we don't need any extra research to take that. Okay, I'm going to group my forces and head them over to the
Location
location now.
confirmed.
I'm also going to start building some more ships, some more capitals and such. I'm just going to pause here, and I will be back shortly. Right, I've cut back. We are currently sending my forces
Yes, sir.
to go and take Rakata Prime. Squadrons have been built. They are docking into our ships now. You can see. Let's zoom in on one of those squadrons. Oh, they've already docked. Okay, I'll show you those later. There's the Architons, quite a nice model. one of the Republic ships, which also the Empire have as well. There are 8 factions
Proceeding
in
to
this
coordinates.
mod, all Star Wars related. So you have
Proceeding to
CIS,
coordinates.
which we're playing against, the Republic we're playing as, the Rebellion, the Empire, the Yuzang
Cruiser
Vong,
here.
which are Expanded Universe, or Legends as they call it now.
Yes, sir.
You have the New Republic, which are after the Rebellion, they're the remnants of the Rebellion being rebuilt, and they create the New Republic. After the
Yes,
win over
Commander.
the Empire, however, there is a
Coordinates
new enemy
confirmed.
after that. A new, who are the new Imperials. I can't remember what they're called. They're like the Imperial Remnants or something. Anyway, you
Phase
see my
jump
ships have
complete.
jumped along that hyperspace lane. Here we get into
I
some
copy.
combat. So I can select my ships. They will go and auto attack. As you can see, some of our
Ready.
bombers and fighters have already gone. I'm going to make them all attack
Engaging.
one of these ships. The acclimators are staying behind us. They're
Standing
not
by.
exactly ships that are designed for attacking. They are
Yes, sir.
designed to
Attack.
capture planets. As you can see, their
Roger.
ability here is to invade planets and capture neutrals, which are stations around a planet
Yes,
that might
sir.
be neutral and do not have any faction. Otherwise, you have to destroy them to recreate your own. We're going to start upgrading some of our capabilities here with our weapons and also some of our
Structure
health.
complete.
Otherwise, our ships will start dropping like flies, which is not something we want. Now, because of all those research stations we put down,
Open fire.
we haven't got as much as we started with, as much
Copy.
crystal and such. Okay, so these guys do have laser cannons. They just are usually staying behind. As you can see, the remnant, the rest of
Yes,
our
sir.
fleet are coming in now quite quickly, and they're going
Move to attack.
attack. There's an enemy dreadnought, which our ships shall be equal to. So you see, every ship has hull, shields, and
Research
antimatter.
complete.
Antimatter is what abilities they can use,
Structure
and it
complete.
takes away as they start using their abilities.
Attack.
I think. Oh no, we haven't
Standing
lost our
by.
acclimators. They are both okay. Let's see what else we can get some research into here.
More crystal
I'm going to
is
research
needed.
into laser, into our blasters mostly, because the more damage we deal, the less that we have to take. You know,
Roger.
the less we have to face up against, because we're doing a lot
Ready.
more damage than they would be. Okay, so once this guy is destroyed, I mean, we could do it anyway, but just in case,
Moving out.
we're going to actually go and tell one of our acclimators, who is moving over there
Research
now, to
complete.
actually go and land on the planet and invade it. Once we take this, I'll show you the whole structure of setting up a planet and such. Okay, we're going to get the rest of our forces, and we're going to
Armed and
send
ready.
them... oh yeah, we're going to send them over to Kashyyyk here.
Command received.
So the names of the planets also randomized. So if you see Tatooine is like a jungle planet or something, that'll be why. Some planets' names are from the expanded universe, so you might not
Structure
recognize all of them. So
Reporting in.
here we go. Let's start building some more ships. I'm going to build a second fleet which can go
More
and
crystal is
expand the
needed.
other side of the galaxy. So we're about to capture this planet. The
Research
acclimator
complete.
is going to just get in position to invade, and it has invaded. So obviously it's not like it's not that big of a thing, you know. It doesn't actually land or anything. There's no animation
Preparing
for
the
it.
jump
Just
to hyperspace.
wait. Don't jump yet. Don't jump yet.
On the lookout. Moving out.
Oh, they've already jumped. Okay, this guy will just come after them. Okay, so here you can see under our logistics structures, we can build the extractors on these asteroids, and it'll automatically spawn a space tug, which I guess we can just say
Research
we found on the
complete.
planet, and we can use it
Awaiting
for our
orders.
own. Alright, here we go. Only 3 ships on this one, so this shouldn't take as long to capture. So you want to try and capture as many planets as possible, because the more you get, the more
Orders, sir.
income of credits and metal and crystal you can get. So
Attacking target.
let's see, now we're going to go and focus our firepower. The bombers are currently chasing this marauder, which is going to try and escape, but its shield's already down, and its health is almost down. The bombers are just going to do one last bombing run. Oh, there you go, and it's down. Alright, acclimators have arrived. We're going to tell one of them to capture already. I'm going to just show that you can capture planets even while you're engaging the militia outside, in space, in orbit above the planet. So as you can see, it's like it's a 3D thing. So you can go above ships, you can go below them. So I could tell them to go up here, and they'll go above those ships. We can start building more neutronium and Lomite extractors. Also going to build some research stations.
Research complete.
As it is vital
More
to
crystal is
research.
needed.
Have set the enemy to easy, and they're on the other side of this smallish galaxy, so we probably will start noticing their culture lines appearing at some point, but we haven't yet, which is good. Alright, we're going to send our forces back to Rakata Prime, and we're going to let the space tugs build up the rest of our fleet. We're going to dock our fighters. Let me just get a good look at these bombers. Currently stationary, which is slightly surprising, but there's the Arc 170. It's going to go and dock now. It's just going to follow up that the ship that owns it, which is this Venator over here, I think. Is it? Is that Venator? Yeah, Venator. It's the Anvil. Ah, yes. And they're just going to simply lock inside. There we go, and then they're inside. Let's grab our entire fleet. Let's make them all jump at the same time, so they're not going to leave any man behind.
Awaiting orders.
We have another fleet here, which we're going to actually set up
Confirmed.
to go and start taking some planets over here. We are going to start researching shielded archaeology type 2 as well, because and insulated archaeology type 1, because they do different things. And they're used for different environments of planets, and I like that actually. That's something you don't usually see on this type of game. As you can see, you can zoom right out into a galaxy. There's the moon. There's the sun. Sorry, Alzok. That is the name of a star from the Star Wars universe, which is quite a neat touch. I think our forces can take them. What do you think? What is that? 12 ships against our 3 Arctons, 4. They're probably stronger though. 4, 8, 10 ships, but our ship's probably stronger, so I'm going to send them there. We may lose a couple of ships, but of course we can rebuild them, and of course you can build different types of structures on here. So I'm going to build actually Class 2 dry dock to make capital ships. That's what you need to make capital ships. Class 1 dry docks are made for making the combat and the frigate ships. Oh, support and combat, sorry, not frigates. Okay, so we're just going to set up the rest of our fleet on this, and as you can see, our total income of crystal and of metal is increasing because we're capturing planets and creating the Lomite extractors on them. So we shall
research complete.
Send our forces to, what is this, Kalula? Kalula, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
On the lookout.
But yes, as most of you may know, or you do know, I am a Star Wars nerd, and that is why I love this mod, because it's annoying that some games, like say Star Wars Battlefront 2, focus mainly, not entirely, but they focus quite largely on ground combat. And EA Battlefront pretty much altogether.
Copy.
There's only a couple of, like the Death Star DLC where that is in space, you're fighting in ships, but it's called Star Wars for a reason. You know, you're fighting in the stars, and of course, you know, you're going to be fighting on planets as well, but I don't think that should be a main focus in video games necessarily. Empire at War, a game which I might do a series on. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea. That game actually balances ground combat and
Calculate jump to light speed.
More crystal is
orbit combat quite well. That's not to say that this game doesn't handle orbit combat very well. It's very good. Like,
Armed and
I
ready.
mean, it's all in real time as well, so it's, I mean, just look at that
Research
beautiful
completed.
hyperspace. It's just great, I love that.
Structure complete.
There we go, we're dropping in now. Let's see what we got, okay.
Standing by.
It may look to be a lot of forces, but I think we can take them in
Structure
Acclimator 2
complete.
there. We've only got Acclimator 1s, but we should be alright. Acclimator 2s are more combat vessels than,
Targeting.
sorry
Cruiser
about
here.
that, they're more combat vessels than, landing vessels. So, you will see that there are a couple of other ships that we can, buy and take, but I don't,
Yes, sir.
and that we can use for our own, but I don't actually like using some specific ships. Like, for example, if we click on our capital, I don't really find using the consular class very useful in just 1v1s with locked teams. I also really don't find the wait, what, I just clicked on the same thing. I also don't find the
Orders,
Octans
sir.
especially useful. They can be very powerful when they are in a large force against a
Standing by.
smallish force.
Research completed.
Attack!
But they're very, very, very underpowered by
Standing
themselves,
by.
which means they need the backup of capital ships.
Move
Currently,
to
my
attack.
ships aren't doing the greatest. I think we might lose a couple. They're doing okay, but if we keep on, like, they're focusing on the Dreadnought, as you can see, we're taking quite heavy damage.
Standing
Maybe
by.
I shouldn't have pulled in here, I don't actually know. We'll see, we'll see.
Orders, sir.
Oh, we just lost a, what was that? Yeah, that was an Octans we just lost. And we're about to lose this Dreadnought here as well, maybe. Alright, let's try and, take out as many ships as we
Open
can.
fire.
Let's
Move
see,
to
let's another
attack.
Dreadnought, come on. I hope all this fighting is worth it. Okay, it's 2/3 of its shields. Alright, the anvil is now leveled up. So, the actual capital ships, they can level up and gain upgrades
Reporting in.
through that. So, this thing doesn't actually have any new upgrades I can actually do. So,
Cruiser here.
we're just gonna let it
Standing
do its
by.
thing. We have lost a couple of ships, which is
Research
fine.
complete.
There are still obviously a couple of ships over here as well. We're gonna try and focus on these two here.
Attacking target.
We may win this. We may lose. It's kind of embarrassing if you lose to just the rebel forces on a planet, the militia. So, I mean, it is hopefully a winnable fight here. Oh, the Stalwart's taking heavy
Move to
damage.
attack.
Let's see if we can finish off that Acclimator 2 right there. Oh, I think we're about to, yeah, we're about to lose that Stalwart. Oh, it's regaining shields, come on. We can try, we can try.
Open fire.
I think that thing's almost dead. Yeah, those bombers should finish it off. There we go, it's down. That other ship's down. We've only got 2 ships left. That Dreadnought is almost down. The Anvil is now level 3. It's doing great. There we go, there we go. It's taking big hull damage. Oh, we lost
Awaiting
one of our
orders.
Stalwarts. This one's okay though. We lost an Arctans as well, so our forces dwelled quite a bit.
Attacking target.
But we should be fine taking this planet. I don't think we lost our Acclimator as well either. No, both of our
Research
Acclimators are still there. So as you can see, we have
Reporting
lost
in.
quite a bit of our fleet, but it wasn't such a major loss. We didn't lose our capital ship, which is good.
Confirmed.
We still have one of every type of ship, at least one.
Reporting in.
So we're gonna take this fleet to Genosis, which now that we've done the research is now colonizable, so that's great. Obviously, because it is a polluted planet,
Roger.
there isn't going to be as big of a
Proceeding to
military force
coordinates.
as, say, we just
Preparing the jump to
met here,
hyperspace.
because this is a dwarf planet
Awaiting
and
orders.
it's got quite a few asteroids, as you can see, which will definitely help us in creating our fleet and creating our empire. So, we're going to continue leveling up here. Oh, no, not leveling up, sorry. Researching new technology, as you can see, we're researching new shields
More crystal is needed.
and upgraded weaponry to destroy our
More
enemies.
crystal is needed.
We're sending forces to this planet now.
Awaiting
We've
orders.
already destroyed one ship. Quite surprising. I'm probably going to hold these
Yes,
forces
sir.
here until... Okay, we're taking that planet. Let's put them on this side of
Proceeding
the
to
planet, just in
coordinates.
case any enemy come to attack. They will be ready to engage and destroy them, or at least try.
More crystal is needed.
As you can see, I can upgrade the planet's
Research complete.
capability, so I can explore the planet for maybe hidden artifacts, which I'm actually going to do, because they can be quite useful. I can upgrade civilian infrastructure, which gives me a higher population, which gives me overall more taxes, and then more
Reporting in. Proceeding to coordinates.
more resources, and more credits, and things like that overall. So, yes,
Planet development finished.
we have finished development on this planet, or well, we're finishing it. We're exploring the planet, and we haven't found anything yet. We might find something though, which would be lovely. I don't commonly find find artifacts, but they can be very effective, and I know that
Research complete.
I have had multiple games. Actually, a game that I'm currently playing online with a couple of my friends, I have found 2 artifacts, and I must say they are actually quite useful. My force has grown significantly because of those.
Structure complete.
As well, I mean, they have different benefits depending on what artifact you
Standing
find.
by.
Genosis has been acquired, so we are actually expanding
Analysts
quite
have
well.
found a powerful artifact.
Hey, we have found a powerful artifact. What is it? The Rakaton Oh, okay. Well, let's take a look, shall we?
Structure complete.
It's in research artifacts. Rakaton Relativistic Foundry, I assume that is. Uncovered factory designs dating from the Infinite Empire
Research
allow ships to be
complete.
constructed in... Don't know what that would be. Relativistically accelerated frame of reference, making them
Structure
a quicker
complete.
build rate. As you can see, our build rate has gone up here, but previous ones I had, like, they'd travel through hyperspace
Yes, sir.
quicker, or they'd have
Proceeding to
more
coordinates.
powerful weaponry because of artifacts that we'd find, and we'd be able to utilize them
Structure
for our
complete.
military capability, which is something I also find interesting.
More
It means
crystal
that,
is needed.
you know, you'll have
More crystal
different
is
planets which equate to different findings you may find. So we currently have 5 planets. That is great. That is excellent to hear.
needed. Research complete.
This thing only had 4 asteroids, whereas this thing has, I think, yeah, it has 7. So there is quite a big difference that you can have because of just how the planet is. So that polluted planet obviously doesn't have as rich resources because of
Structure
its
complete.
polluted nature.
Reporting in.
Ignore that Skype thing. I apologize to whoever that is who's trying to talk to me. You may not be obviously watching. But as you can see, all of the planets we have gained so far are giving us minus credits, which is because
Structure complete.
our culture hasn't spread as much. The first planet we took, Rakata Prime, its allegiance is now 102%.
Planet development finished.
Therefore, we are getting almost positive credit amounts from that. And Kalula, as you can see, is now giving us also positive credits, therefore increasing our overall credit range.
Structure complete.
And because we found an artifact on here as
Research
well
complete.
and upgraded the civilian infrastructure, we have
Structure
gained
complete.
more capability and more resources and more taxes, like I was saying. I'm gonna put class 2 here as well, just so we can actually have like a large area of where we can deploy our forces.
Reporting
Oh
in.
man, I should have grouped these together, shouldn't I?
Structure complete.
'Cause now they're all dropping in at different times.
Structure
I'm glad
complete.
the capital Venator, voice break, is going in first. That is quite nice. Wait, hang on, what? Why does it have 13 squadrons rather than 12?
Structure complete.
Interesting. Just gonna roll with it. Don't really know why that would be. Here come our dreadnoughts,
Let's
the
go.
slowest ships that we have in our fleet. Also gonna go and look into the Acclimated 2 because it is quite a cool ship.
Planet development finished.
It's similar to what the dreadnoughts are capable of doing, which
Yes,
hopefully I'll
sir.
be able to show you at some point, because the dreadnoughts are a very powerful force. And I just love that name, the Arrester. It sounds so menacing.
Awaiting orders.
And so So powerful.
Reporting in.
Just love that.
Structure complete.
Let's see what we got going here. That, whatever that is, the Marauder, I think that class of ship is called. And finally, the Dreadnought, the enemy Dreadnought.
Structure complete.
They are most likely called Dreadnoughts
Structure
because of their power and
Planet
capability.
development finished.
Just looking around, can I upgrade civilian infrastructure on many planets? Not really. But we are starting to get more positive credits, like Kalula, as we have upgraded the
Structure complete.
civilian infrastructure quite majorly, is now getting us a lot more credits. It's actually getting us 5.5 credits a second, and that is excellent. That is something which would be desired quite majorly. Also going to get some emergency facilities on some planets, just in case they get bombarded, they can be
Awaiting
more
orders.
resistant. Here we go, this Dreadnought's almost down and it's destroyed. Alright, let's
Proceeding
take
to
this planet,
coordinates.
boys. Let's see. Okay, we haven't actually scouted out these two planets, so I'm going to build some more scouts. Did we build a class 1 anywhere? We didn't even build anything on that. Right, we're going to build some civic research stations and a class 1. And also one military. There we go. We're going to explore this planet too. We're going to
Research
explore
complete.
all of our planets that we take, because who knows what kind of artifacts we can find. Do we... I don't think we actually explored Rakaja Prime, did
Planet
we?
development
We
finished.
didn't. And as soon as we take Urkit, which we are about to, all the ships
Standing
are
by.
gathering up. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Nope, okay, they're just being idiots. That is fine.
Nothing of value has been found.
Okay, explorers on Genosis failed to find anything, that's okay.
Structure
Let's see if we
complete.
do find anything else. Okay, Urkit has been acquired, right, well let's get our civilian infrastructure up. We've actually been able to upgrade that twice, which is great. We can explore and get some extractors down. This is going quite well. I don't think we'll actually need any more military research stations, so instead let's put down a class 1.
Nothing of value has been found.
And let's also put down one civic research station, and that should be enough of research stations
Planet
overall,
development
so
finished.
we're actually doing it very, very well here. I'm very pleased with how this game is going,
Structure
and it's
complete.
being quite a decent playthrough. I don't know how the enemy will be doing,
Structure
but I'm sure that
complete.
they're probably
Structure complete.
searching away, probably taking planets as well, just like we are. Now, planets on the outer layers of your
Nothing of value has been found.
on the outer layers of your empire should be the most protected, otherwise, because they're the most vital to protect, as they
Additional
are the most
credits
vulnerable
required.
to attacks.
Planet
Because otherwise the enemy will
development
have to actually
finished.
go through planetary systems to
Structure
actually
complete.
get to anywhere. So, saying that, we're going to take a couple more planets and probably end the video there.
Research
uh,
complete.
Let's get that class 1 making a couple of scouts. And
On
you
the
can see,
lookout.
because they are just scouts, they're not very
On the
powerful,
lookout.
they're built quite quickly.
Roger.
Right, we're going to tell this one to go and head over
Nothing of
to
value has been
here.
found.
Yeah.
Structure complete.
And we're going to tell the other one to start scouting in the other direction
by.
and head to there.
Received.
Okay, so these guys can actually
Nothing
detect
of value has
mines
been found.
and scout as well, so that's great.
Nothing of value has been found.
We actually have all the research stations we need for military.
Research complete.
Do we have as many civilian ones as we need? Yes, we do. That's great, so we'll be able to fully upgrade that in the future. Excellent.
Additional credits required.
And because we haven't been attacked yet, we've been given enough time to actually do all this. We're getting in about 47 credits per second as of now, 11 crystal and
Structure
15
complete.
metal, so we're actually doing significantly well. I'm actually surprised on how well we're doing. As you can see, Genosis isn't going to be...
Analysts have found a power
Oh yes, we
artifact.
found another artifact on Kashyyyk. Let's see what it is. Kinetic... What is that? Kinetic Intensifier. Damage increased 15%, range increased 10%. Excellent! Powerful quantum
Research
accelerator
complete.
technology causing all weapons to deal slightly increased damage. and that is wide, not just on that planet, but wide over your entire fleet, your entire empire. So if I gain an artifact, for example, on Genosis, which I have done, I think, did I? Did I find that on Genosis? I can't remember. But, no, it was on High, I don't know, but, yeah, as you can see, oh, we're actually starting to lose, okay,
Nothing of value has been found.
so once this Victory 2, is it? Victory 2 class frigate has actually, also we do actually have to also upgrade fleet logistics, which enable us to have more ships in our fleet, so
Research complete.
now, as you can see, those were blocked off before with a green icon in the bottom left. Now,
Credits required.
it's credits, because evidently we're not getting in as many credits as I would appreciate. Now we're going to gather these forces. That's all of our forces there, and we're going to push out to there, ready to see what's on this planet here. Now you can press P and ping, so I just pinged that planet there just to show you which one I was talking about. That Victory Class 2 is getting to here. I'm wondering if I could upgrade the logistics capacity to actually... Yes, we can. To actually get a Class 1 and a Class 2 down here, because I have the feeling that this could be a pivotal planet, considering that it is getting us in quite a few
additional research required.
Credits. Let's see, 7.2 seconds, which is excellent. Fleet upkeep, as you can see, has also increased as the more supplies we have to be creating. Alright, Aquarius. Alright, perfect, that's only got 5. So we're going to take this planet, and then I'm probably going to end the video there, but of course there are going to be more parts, so we're actually going to get this guy to continue scouting, whilst we bring in the rest of our forces. Jumping together this time. Oh, we actually have enemy culture right here, interesting. We'll have to see how this goes. Our culture has spread to the actual. So we have a
planet development finished.
A hyperspace lane to the star. We also have one to this underscore planet and this one. So it branches off in multiple directions. Or we're actually also getting hostile culture from there. So once the scout actually gets to the hyperspace lane, it will actually sort it out. So. Okay, our forces are jumping now. She'll have to make this quick, but not to worry, because there are only a few ships.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, let's focus on the weakest ship first.
Roger.
No. There it is.
Structure complete.
Just getting destroyed now. Excellent.
Research complete. Structure complete.
Subject governance. Alright. That DP-20 should be destroyed. I don't know why it hasn't yet. Oh, come on. Okay.
Let's go.
Most of these ships aren't actually in range, so now it is gone. Let's see now. 3 more orders and a dreadnought. Simple.
All fire to
Let's
that
focus on
target.
our orders first,
Planet
because they are the least powerful.
Research complete.
Let's see, is that an enemy
Structure
planet?
complete.
It is not, but the culture is spreading, so we're going to have to actually research something called HoloNet relay stations, which actually increase our culture spread, which is definitely important, especially on these small maps where their culture will just be able to quell our culture, and then they can actually take planets through just having higher culture on certain planets, decreasing our allegiance and increasing theirs. Alright. Actually, as soon as we can destroy this, I'm probably about to go. So, yep, it's down. Okay, guys. So if you want to see more videos and the next parts, let's go for about 10 likes on this video. Can we get 10 likes? That is the question. So yeah, we'll take that planet and we'll start expanding our empire even more. I will explain more about the advanced gameplay features.
Received.
So this is kind of a semi-tutorial, semi-playthrough. So, Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next
Coordinates
video.
confirmed.
Bye guys.